Happy Monday, everyone. I have a wonderful news story for you, and this one comes from author Robert Fulghum. In his book, All I Need to Know, I Learned in Kindergarten. I hope you enjoy the story. Robert Fulghum told a story about his college and graduate school years. At the end of a class semester, the professor would always say, "Are there any final questions?" And Fulghum would raise his hand and would say, "Yeah, what is the meaning of life?" And people would laugh, pick up their things, and leave, and the class would end. Fulghum continued this practice because he always got a laugh. Then, later in his life, as he went through his professional life in psychology and philosophy, he became interested in the peace movement that was happening, and he discovered that there was a man on the island of Crete named Alexander Papaderos, who had been training people for many, many years in the activities of what brought peace. He looked at how individuals who were firemen, truck drivers, and homestaying moms, no matter what profession they had, how they could actually bring peace to the world and their own world. So Fulghum was interested in this, and he had always wanted to go to a seminar by Papaderos. When Papaderos was announcing around his 80th birthday that he was retiring and he was going to offer one last seminar, Robert Fulghum applied, and he said that he must have applied and pleaded so deeply because he got accepted into the 50-person seminar. As the 2-week training in peacemaking concluded, Dr. Papaderos looked around the room and asked, "Are there any final questions?" This 80-year-old man who had devoted his life to helping people bring peace no matter who they are or where they were in the world looked around the room. Roger Fulghum raised his hand and asked the question that he had asked so many times before: what is the meaning of life? Everyone laughed and started to gather their things. Dr. Papaderos said this: "Will you just sit down for a moment? I would like to share with you what I believe is the meaning of life. When I was a 12-year-old boy, the Nazis began to invade our island of Crete. Day by day, what was Crete now became more and more Nazi Germany. And my older brothers and their friends and the young men of our island were trying to defend this island from the Nazis and from becoming overtaken by the Germans. One day, as I was watching this happen, I was looking up and I saw birds. And now there were fences around us. One side was Nazi Germany and the other side was still Crete. But I watched the birds flying over these fences, and they knew nothing about the distinctions between this and that. I walked around the corner, and there was the remains of an ambush of a Nazi paratrooper who had been riding a motorcycle and evidently had been ambushed. The motorcycle was crashed, and whoever he was gone. But I noticed that on the ground there was the remnants of the rear view mirror of the motorcycle, and it was all broken. Lots of the mirror was crushed, but I found the largest piece of mirror that was there, and I worked off the edges on a rock until it was nice and round. And I began to play with the mirror as boys do, and I started to notice that if I held myself just in the right position, I could get the light to reflect off the mirror and shine on the rocks. And ultimately, I recognized that if I held myself just right, I could shine light in any dark place where the sun would not shine. It became a game for me to get light into the most inaccessible of places that I could find. Over time, I got really, really good at it. And over the years, it occurred to me that that really is, for each of us, our life's meaning. In whatever way we believe that we can bring light into the world, through our art, through our parenting, through our professions, through the things we love. If we hold ourselves just right, we can do that. And I came to understand that I am not the light or the source of light, but light, truth, and understanding, knowledge is there, and it would only shine in many dark places if I reflected. I am a fragment of a mirror whose whole design and shape I do not know. Nevertheless, with what I have, I can reflect light into the dark places of this world, into the black places of the hearts of men, and change some things in some people. Perhaps others may see and do the same. And this is what I am about. This is the meaning of my life. So the meaning to life is about holding yourself in alignment with what matters most to you. Beautiful. And Fulghum said that at the moment Dr. Papaderos pulled out his wallet in the very last seminar of his teaching life, he pulled off the mirror and held it in such a way that the light reflected from the window coming in and shined light into Fulghum's folded hands. And then Dr. Papaderos walked over to Fulghum and handed him the mirror and said, "Now you go tell the story." I love the story because it completely resonates with me in bringing light into the world in whatever capacity that we can. And this is why I love the work that I do in helping others heal their past painful events and really trying to find the gift in that pain so they can transform their lives. And in doing that, it has given meaning to my life. And given that today is Monday, the first day of the week, let that be your thing. Be a fragment of that mirror that shines light onto those that need it. I hope you have enjoyed the story. Remember to subscribe to my storytelling channel and help me grow. And I will see you next Monday with another inspirational story and lesson. In the meantime, stay grateful, stay safe, and as Rumi says, it is your light that lights the world. So go on and shine. With much gratitude, Waleuska.